volleyball when I was 9 years old, and then it got really competitive once I got to high school. I was lucky enough to go to a high school that was very competitive.
Asiya Wade traveled more than 1,800 miles cross-country to fulfill her dream of playing volleyball in college, only to have that dream pulled away at the blink of an eye as Long Island University announced its decision to transition to Division I, discontinuing its Division II programs, which left Asiya without a team to play for.
We had a 6 a.m. practice that morning, and I had a 9:30 class right afterwards with another teammate, so of course we're sitting right next to each other in class. And we're sitting there and we just get a text like, emergency, come to the gym right now. And she put in, at the end of the text, she said, don't go on Twitter. Like, try not to go on social media. We're like, okay, we're thinking of the worst, of course. You know, when you say emergency, so many things come to your mind. As soon as everyone got together, our coach told us that day in October. She found out that morning. I think the next game was really rough. The next practice was really rough. It was a terrible practice. A lot of people were like, just thinking, why are we here? You know, if we can't be here next year, what's the point? At the end of the day, it was sort of a blessing in disguise. I can say that now. I didn't feel it then, but I can definitely say it now.
Despite the lockdown in place because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the drive to compete was strong, and Asiya began reaching out to schools looking for a new team to call her own.
All I could think about was how I really just wanted a new change, and I just wanted to be on the court again. I wanted to wear a jersey again. I did not think I was gonna hear back from New Haven. I really didn't. Because New Haven is, you know, they have a rep. They're very good. They were always a team that I was so excited to play at LIU, not because I possibly would have went there, but because super respectful. They have a lot of skill. They're very coordinated. They're, you know, we really had to scout for that team. And I think it was probably the best decision I could have made, because when Krista emailed me back, I was so shocked, and she was saying that Bussy, the old assistant, and she used to play here, remembers me from my visit and from when we played against each other my freshman year, and had only good things to say. And that alone just kind of made me realize, like, okay, I should be playing because there is potential there. I should use it. I've been playing for 10 years, obviously for a reason.
Because it was April, the recruiting process was super abbreviated, so I emailed her. I said, let's get on the phone right away. And so we talked, and it was a great conversation, and she is somebody that I could tell was really excited to get back into the game. And I also really appreciated that she came from a tough situation. What happened to LIU completely blindsided their team, the staff, the athletic department.
The transition from one school to another is always difficult, but mix in meeting your teammates virtually instead of in person due to the pandemic, and an already challenging road for Asiya becomes even more demanding.
For some reason, it was a little bit scarier meeting people over Zoom. I think you just have less room for first impressions. I couldn't read people, they couldn't read me the way that we want to. You know, people's mannerisms and the way they speak, their body language is a very big deal when you're meeting someone new, and that's something we couldn't have. I think the biggest transition was you really have to speak out more than you would if you would meet them face to face, because that's what they know of you. They see a little square. With the pandemic, I think everything is so in the air, and I had to just remember that I'm here, you know, to play volleyball, even if it isn't in a season. You know, the fact that we're practicing in the first place is something I'm grateful for. Even being on a team again, even wearing matching shirts and, like, you know, putting on my knee pads, because I couldn't do that for a year, just means a lot more to me now.
Asiya, whose name means healer in Arabic, is pursuing a career in the medical field, which she sees as not only taking care of patients, but the overall well-being of people.
We've seen all the flaws that the U.S. healthcare system kind of has because of the pandemic, and I think that it's made me even more motivated to get in there, because I think we need more people to go into that field that want to help people rather than maybe, you know, the money part of it, things like that. Like, we need more people that their main focus is the person in front of them. So whatever field I end up going into, I know that that's going to be my main focus, and I kind of really can't wait for it to happen.
For many of us, the downtime since the start of the pandemic has put a lot of things into perspective. For Asiya, she's found a new love for not only life in general, but getting back in the court and playing the sport she loves.
I mean, if anything, I think that in a time like this, we just have to realize how grateful we are to even be on campus. I think that's being missed out on a lot. I think that's not being talked about enough. When you see a lot of students on campus, being upset that we can't do this, and that, it's just, even in today's circumstance, the fact that I'm here sitting in front of you right now and being able to play is something that I'm always grateful for, and it might have taken me that year of not playing to realize it, but I can't be more excited to be